some types of snails, and I was interested to see what um, snails I got, and basically, I let me just flip this snail before it gets pecked at, and I'll tell you why. Just give me 1 second. Um, so I was trying to figure out what snails I had, and oh, sorry, that might be a snail. I don't know what that was. Um, and I was looking up, um, the blue, um, apple snail and a bunch of other snails, and I saw this snail out, and I was like, that is a pretty snail, like I've had nearite snails a little smaller than that, but there's something about, this snail that I've never seen before in snails. And it was pretty interesting, like the color and everything. So I researched it, and I'm just trying to help this snail out a little bit so it doesn't get picked up by fish. Not that it would, but um, just in case. Here, you want help? Just give me 1 second, guys. Come on, babe. There you go. So I was in the pet store, and I'm like, okay, I was looking at the fish, and I'm like, I really don't want to do fish, and obviously the tanks are still under maintenance, so I'm like, no, I'm not. I have so much going on with my tank right now in terms of parasites. I'm gonna try this to see if it works, but I didn't want to go crazy because I have a parasite that I'm trying to kill that only affects fish, right? So I'm like, okay, no fish, which is fine. But I wanted to get some plants, and I have an itch in my ear. Hang on, guys. And I was trying to get plants. Let's just try this. Hang on. My ears are cheap. Sorry. Anyways, so I was trying to get, medication, and I'm like, what, while I'm here, let me just get some cool stuff. So I'm looking through the, tanks for invertebrates to see a crayfish. I'm like, the crayfish can eat the snail, the crayfish can eat all my molly babies, it's gonna catch anything that's slow, including the balloon mollies, so I'm like, no. Then I see an apple snail, and I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe. And then I see nearite snails and rabbit snails. So I'm like, okay, great. Now, the lady at the pet store, I'm like, I want the one. So we get the lady in the pet store, and she's like, well, I don't know. Okay, so she's like, okay, what? Oh, there he goes. Okay, so like what animal, like what, snail you want? So I point at snail, that one back, and I was like, okay, um, I wasn't really sure. So, like when she got the first snail, I was like, yeah, I want this one, which was the one over here. The one over where's this one. So, and what was interesting is this one has a blue foot. So this is actually called the blue apple snail because of the blue body. And I've only had the albinos, which is pretty cool. So it's really cool. I have a blue in here. I hope he does a lot better. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. So I go to the pet store and I'm like, okay, well, okay, I got this one. Now I want the one in the front, that's active. There is one of the knee right snails in the front. I'm like, yeah, that one. And I looked, just check. Wasn't there, so she got the right one, right? Then I asked her, I'm like, okay, I want, the rabbit snail in the back there. She probably fought one on the ground, because mostly people get the bigger ones, right? And I'm like, okay. And this thing comes out, and he's really active, right? So I'm like, no. I want to check the one that's more active, like the one that's actually on the wall eating, right? So she puts it in there, and this thing comes out. I'm like, that is an interesting colored snail. And honestly, normally I wouldn't actually do this, but and I did this before, honestly, and the snail must have been sick or dying. So I'm like, you know what? Rabbit snails do perfect. I haven't lost any at all. The only thing, the only thing I have lost was occasional knee-right snails, as they age, as they get older, and occasionally, or mostly apple snails. So I'm like, you know what? I never lost a rabbit snail. I always, you know, wanted a tiny baby apple snail. I mean, a rabbit snail. I never lost rabbit snails. So, like, and I've lost apple snails mainly as they age, they get old, not. Um, so I'm like, okay, let me see what is going on here, right? With the, like, so I'm like, okay, no, I don't want that one. That one is active, but it's the same as this same colored snail, right? And I was trying to figure out, okay, well, no, I want that one back. And I guess she was so used to grabbing bigger ones, and she's like, "Oh, you want a big, like tiny one?" And I'm like, I guess you get more for your buck or whatever, um, depending on the snail, right? So in my pet store, most of the people don't know what a rabbit snail is. They don't know what this fish is. They don't know what this fish is. They're like, oh, I don't know what that fish is. I'm not familiar with that fish. I don't own that fish, right? So this snail tries to come out of his shell, right? And he's pretty. He's got like yellow and black on him, different shell types. So I'm like, okay, cool. I got a baby rabbit snail. Awesome, right? Well, it gets even awesomer. So I look up the snail type. I use Google, and it comes up with Silawasi rabbit snail, or um, yellow spotted Silawasi rabbit snail. And I'm like, okay, this is not what it looks like, right? Then I look on Aquatic Arts, and I type in Silawasi rabbit snail, right? Doesn't come up. Then I look on Aquatic Arts, and the baby version of this, the tiny little rabbit snail, on the site looks exactly like this. Like this shell, no kidding, guys. It's exactly like this. The back of it's white, the body of it's green, and it's black. So it's like brownish, blackish, and the end of it's white, so, or grayish. So I officially have one of the rare rabbit snails in the aquarium hobby in my aquarium now. And honestly, this normally never happens. Like, I never had a snail this rare in my aquarium right now. And it's honestly pretty cool. And to be honest, I did get jealous of my girlfriend's baby snails. I've always wanted to breed rabbit snails. But either I've been getting females or I've been getting males. Um, And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm gonna get, this snail looks pretty cool. It looks different instead of a bigger one, which will probably do well, as well. I'm like, I already have it. I don't need two of them. It's just waste money if I get two. And this thing is very pretty, very active. And I mean, look at the color on this guy. So pretty. And the fish don't mind them. And I got literally no joke, I go to Petco once. The fish die. I go to Petco again. The fish gets sick. I go to Petco again. And I get all healthy snails. Like, literally all my snails are moving. The second time I pretty much got snails, all my snails are alive. This one's alive. This one's alive, which I didn't get today, but this guy's alive. And where's the other guy? The other guy is somewhere. He's a Nearite snail. I'm not sure exactly. And this is what they do. They'll fall on their back like this. And they'll be able to right themselves. Usually. But I really hope this guy lives because I think these guys are so cute. And they get gigantic too if they live that long as well. And they're not really like apple snails where they need calcium. I do plan to get some calcium eventually for this guy if he does have issues with his thing. But there is also shells in here as well. But I just find it so amazing that my local pet store had one of these in stock. Cute little mono shrimp. And if you could just see the color on him, guys. Where is he? There he is. And honestly, it may not be one, but the color, I think it's just honestly a baby to where the point is like, I'm not sure exactly 100%, but that's what Google says, and he was all the way out, so. And if you look, it's kind of striped, kind of not, but then down here it's like, so I can't really tell, but I think he is, I'm 99.9% sure he is definitely the patterning's different, the shell's different. Or maybe he's not, but if he's not, that's okay too, because he is one pretty looking snail. What I'm going to do now is also do research on this guy and see if he's because he does have stripes, but he doesn't have like dots in him. I think Silwassies have all dots, but this guy could have interbred with like this guy, and that would explain his stripes. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Just wanted to update you on this cute little guy, and I will see you in the next live.